Well, welcome to a very unscheduled episode. Originally, of course, I was planning to give you a game or two in the last episode for various reasons, some of them technical, some of them irrational. That hasn't happened. So what is about to follow is a quick update on what has happened to this point, which is now the 2nd of July 2027, as you can probably see in the corner there behind me. Yeah, basically how we got here from where you last saw us. Okay, I'm back in my little hidey hole in the corner, and one thing you can possibly notice if I waggle my mouse pointer around it here is that that's just my name, there's no team. We have left Institute. I'll wait for the chorus of cheers to die down, and yeah, what we will do is we will now go into, if I could actually type or spell the word at all, right. Institute, there we go. If we go into the club and we'll go to the schedule and we'll go to last season. Now, where did we get to? We got to there. We'd just beaten Coleraine, I believe, in the Irish Cup. 6th round. We beat them 2-0. It was a confident performance, and it was the sort of performance we'd been putting in for a good 2 months. We then lost to Larne with the sort of performance we hadn't been putting in for 2 months. Scrappy goalless draw against Linfield. The defence was very good. We were worth our point. I think they didn't really do much. We certainly didn't. We basically went there for a point. And then the 2 games you were supposed to see this time. We got beaten and didn't show up, really, against Portadown. I'm not entirely sure how there are so many 7-somethings on that list there. Almost every highlight was theirs. They went 3-0 up and we scored a late pointless goal. I was not at my best and was really quite annoyed. Some of that annoyance lingered a little, kept it under control generally speaking, but in the goalless draw against Portadown in the league, such a nothing game. I mean, the fact James Doherty played an 8 tells you that it was all about defence, nothing up front. That took us into the Championship group, where we were 4th going in. We drew 2-2 with Glenavon, which we took the lead in twice, and threw it away twice. We got beaten 2-1 at home by Glentoran, and went 2-0 down, never really in it. McHugh, I think that was his first goal, possibly his only goal for the club. And then Coleraine got their revenge, went 3-0 up on us early doors. McHugh scored again, great form, right at the wrong time. Another draw against Linfield, courtesy of a stupidly late equaliser that frankly we did not deserve. And then beaten again by Ballymanor, all of which left us, if I can find the table, left us in 6th place. Now, what I didn't realise at the time, and I should have remembered, was that there's a little playoff system at the end of the season. So it's not like who finishes 4th. You then go 4th, 5th and 6th, and whoever wins the relegation group, so therefore 7th, go into a little playoff thing. And apparently it's a random cup draw rather than 4th versus 7th, 5th versus 6th like a normal league. So we went into the European Places playoff, where we lost to Ballymanor again. And we were never really looking like we were going to get anything out of the game, and they scored a 91st minute winner. which kind of put us out of our misery and basically put me out of my misery, because by this point I just wanted out. We had been awful for ages. The fans were complaining again about the tactic that, you know, had got them to the top half of the table and secured safety from relegation with 2 games of the first bit of the season to go, rather than, you know, the nail-biting relegation playoffs we've been going through for the last 2 years. So yeah, so basically we did that, and then 3 weeks later my contract was up. They tried to renegotiate it 3 more times before the end of the season, and on the 1st of June I resigned my post. They thanked me for my efforts. They have since hired a new guy. My hopes for them are frankly not high. If you can see those coaching attributes, not good. I mean, he's adaptable and determined, but everything else, I mean, he can't judge a player to save his life. I don't know why they've given him the job. I think we had better people at the club, in all honesty. I'm not entirely sure how you find out what he's done. Oh my lord, he was Newry's under-18s assistant manager. I mean, my prediction is Institute go down next season. And it's not my ego talking, I just think I know how relatively bad this side is. And whilst I tried to leave it in as good a state as I could with the squad they had, I just don't see it happening. And with that manager, I really think they're in trouble. Let's have a look at the season preview. I mean, how are they now those odds? We were always like 1,000 to 1 when I was in charge, and apparently now, no. Well, good luck to you, Institute, but may we never cross paths again. So, what has been happening since, I hear you ask? Well, I've been trying to get a job. I mean, as you can see, this one here says that I am set to take over at Jimma Abba Jifar. Apparently I did an interview with them. I have been trying to limit myself to teams that are fully professional, if I can, because it's just very difficult to get anywhere with a team that only trains maximum 3 times a week. If there's a game, obviously only 2 times a week. If there's 2 games in a week, they might not train at all. It's just very difficult to bring anyone through. And we're being a little bit more discerning. I had a job all lined up with a team called Elmina Sharks, I think, from Ghana. Actually, that's something to have a quick look at. I think it's Elmina Sharks. Yes, it is Elmina Sharks. Now, it does look like they survived because... oh no, they didn't. They got relegated. And I was trying to sort of cling on towards the end of the season until I knew what division they were going to be in. And I delayed my decision a couple of times, which you can normally get away with. And then after the second delay, it sort of dragged on, and it gives you a week between delays. And after the second one, it sort of dragged on a little bit, and I was like, shouldn't I have heard back from them? So I had to make a final decision, because they won't let you do it a third time. It's like, no, you've put us off too long, we need to know. And then I get a message saying they've appointed someone else, despite having offered me the job already, twice. Because obviously they offered it first time, and then they came back a week later and said, are you still interested? I've never had that before. I've never had a team actually basically just give the job to someone else, even though they were waiting for your reply. So that was a little odd. I am looking reasonably seriously at jobs in Asia, which obviously is a continent we haven't managed in yet. And there are some decent nations, or decent-ish nations in Asia. Let's have a look. Let's go. I mean, these are all the ones I have applied for. As you can see, there are a lot in Africa as well. I think at one point I just basically went for every team that was now at my 30, well actually no, the 25% level, because the 30% ones aren't really kicking in yet. Some of them are just about to start, but there's probably no jobs there yet. Now Rudar Plevia, I have hopes for. They are second division in Montenegro, but that means we could build something there. That might be quite good fun. Kuwaiti Premier League I'm intrigued by, because there's money in Kuwait. I mean, of course there is, there's oil in Kuwait. And I mean, several Palestinian sides have come sniffing around. Most of them are semi-pro though, so I tend to reject them. And yeah, I mean, Vanuatu, I don't see myself taking a job in Vanuatu anytime soon. I can't see that there's going to be any professionalism there. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of these down here that I haven't yet applied for, probably, actually let's just have a quick look at, yeah, see, semi-pro again. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I am taking my time this time. I'm in no great rush. The game can move on without me, and you won't miss anything by me not being in a job. Yeah, we will see. I mean, Oman again, another place, obviously Middle East, flush with money. So I'm looking at places like that, hopefully, that might get us a job where we can actually splash the cash a bit, because we never have been able to. So yeah, that's the update. I mean, it was, the technical issue was caused by, I'm sure it wasn't anything I did, because what happened was I recorded a load of stuff, including the Portadown games, which I was very disappointed in myself in the recording. But you would have never have known exactly how Mifto was. The body language would have given a reasonable hint, but there was just no sound on any of it. And OBS apparently had just decided that I didn't have any microphones, even though there is actually one built into the camera and one just over here. You can't see that finger, just over there, which is the one that normally records everything I say. So if you want to blame anything, blame that. And yeah, until I went to edit it, I didn't realise, and when I found out after a short period of ranting, it was, I could have maybe done a voiceover, but then I would have been trying to match what I was doing on screen and say why I was doing that, and I couldn't guarantee I remembered why I was doing what I was doing. So ultimately this short little video is basically what you get, and is the end of our time at Institute. But in a way it's kind of appropriate that our time at this absolute nuthouse of a team ends in such a weird way, to be honest. So I hope you're not too disappointed that you didn't see the death throes of my time at Institute, and trust me, it was death throes by the end. But hopefully we'll be off on an exciting new adventure somewhere else in the world next time. So join me for that. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.